Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Melanated family. What the hell is going on? This is your brother Harrison, man. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Melanated Convo podcast. Happy to be back. Sunday evening, 5 p.m. This is going to be the new time, y'all. Every week, we're going to come live at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Melanated Convo YouTube channel. We also going to be live on my personal Facebook page. I wasn't able to get it on the Melanated Convo Facebook page yet, so we're going to do it on my personal Facebook page, but we're going to come here every day. Every Sunday, 5 p.m. This will be the shows where I'm either by myself. Sometime I'll have a guest on this show, but primarily it'll just be me going over news stories, talking my shit, man, talking about the different things that go on in our community that I'm interested in. And then in between the week is when I'll do my interviews. So you guys see the interviews that I do. Those are based on when the guests can be available. Some of these people are really busy. So it's when they're available. When they are available, I'll have them on the show. All the shows will be live. You feel me? But today, I've seen a few news stories that I want to talk about that I think it will be interesting to the family, right? That I think are conversations that we need to have. If we're talking about moving forward, being progressive, being strong Black people who fight this system, there's like in-house cleaning that we always have to do. Yeah, we could talk about the system, which I do a lot, but in-house cleaning is important. Also, if you haven't been to the new website yet, family, melanatedconvo.com is a new website where you can find the show, everything I do about history, all the news stories I talk about, all that can be found on melanatedconvo.com. If you haven't checked out the past two shows, my brother Toriano Mason, a legendary barber here in my city, dropped a lot of game about business, dropped a lot of game about mentoring the young dudes, just dropped a lot of game in general. If you haven't seen the other show with my sister Shireen Briggs, I did a few days ago where we talked about toxic family relationships. You know, how the shit we get into with our families, how some of us can't stand our families. Some of us got hell for our family members, but don't got smoke for people outside of our community. This is a real thing, right? So go to melanatedconvo.com to check out those interviews. You can go to the Melanated Convo on YouTube to check out those interviews as well. But let's get into it, family. So what does it mean? This is the question for the family. I'm not going to be too long today, but I want to ask y'all a question, right? To you, and I'm going to read a few news stories that emphasize my point, but to you, what does it mean to protect Black children, right? If you're a Black parent, just thinking about Black kids in America and how you see shit, sometimes I think we get it fucked up, like the full scope of what it means to look after the children in our home and really just the children that's coming up, the next generation. Because if we look at the shit, like being honest, family, I always say this, but if we look at 2027, 2035, 2045, 2055, do we want to continue to see a lot of the same shit that's been going on? The police brutality, the back and forth between Black men and Black women, the rate in which we don't like do shit the correct way financially, like looking at the amount of wealth we have or do not have in this country. A lot of this shit is on autopilot, but the good news is there's something we can do to stop it. Like, yes, look at the system, learn how to maneuver around it, but there's something we can do to stop it, right? So I'm gonna give you an example of a few stories. These are examples of not protecting your children. These are examples of things that happen and the Black people involved wasn't necessarily protecting their kids. And in a couple cases I'm going to point out, they were looking out for their kids, but we just got to be contextual about all this shit, right? So boom. First thing I want to mention, this is a story that I seen a few days ago that just broke my heart. You feel me? So let me pull this up real quick, family. I want to show y'all a picture. This baby that was involved. Where's that? There we go. Boom. So where is it? Okay. So in Louisiana, family, a two-year-old boy named Ezekiel Harry, right, was found in a trash can. This was Tuesday afternoon. He was found in a trash can, right? He was found in a black duffel bag in a trash can. This was on Depsit Street, and I think this is a city in New Orleans, so forgive me if I'm not spelling or saying some of the names correctly, after he was reported missing. So this is basically what happened. According to the police, the mother of this 2-year-old boy, Maya Jones, she's 28 years old, and her live-in boyfriend, Jermaine Robinson, are in custody, and both are facing charges of first-degree murder in connection with the death of this 2-year-old baby, right? So the Louisiana State Police issued an endangered child alert statewide after it was reported that Ezekiel Harry was missing. So what happened was the mother, after her and the boyfriend And it doesn't say how the young man was killed. It is confirming that it was blunt force trauma to the head. So they dropped him too hard, hit him with something in his head. They were responsible for him dying, right? Now, the reason why they were caught is because the woman, it's on video that the boyfriend took the woman to a neighborhood. Her and her other 3 kids got out the car and went house to house, basically covering their tracks, saying, okay, have you seen this 2-year-old boy? Have you seen this 2-year-old boy? The police found out they were full of shit when they have on camera as well her and her boyfriend walking out of the house with the same black duffel bag they end up finding the 2-year-old boy's body. You feel me? And this is another thing about doing crimes in America, right? I don't know if criminals realize at this point, family, but everything's on camera. Every corner, most houses, most enclaves, there's cameras everywhere. So the sloppiness in which people like attempt to do things, I'm always baffled by. But nonetheless, this is the 2-year-old baby, right? This is the 2-year-old baby that's dead now. The mother's responsible for it. So let's unpack this, right? So this is what I mean by protecting black children. So if you see on the picture I'm showing you, this is the 2-year-old baby that was killed by her mother, by his treacherous fucking mother and her live-in boyfriend, right? So this is what I mean by protecting black kids, because all too often I see people in my community, like, because of everything we've had to go through, we look at everything from like a minimalist perspective. What's protecting my kids? What's looking out for my kids? Making sure they eat, making sure they got clothes on their back, making sure they get up every day to go to school. I know for a lot of us, this seems like being thorough as a parent, but it's not. Like, a lot of this shit needs to be unpacked, because when we look at this sister, I don't know what her mental state was. They're not releasing why this happened to the 2-year-old boy, but let's just speak facts real quick. This is a mother of 4. So this was her 4th kid. This is her live-in boyfriend, which means, not to come at this sister foul, but which means the kids' daddies ain't around like that. Like, the kids, she not with one of the kids' daddies. The fact that, and this is what a lot of our black family got to realize. Like, when we look at fixing our society, fixing black society in general, how we have kids, who we mate with, how we go about sleeping with people, all this shit matters in the grand scheme of things, because this sister had a 2-year-old baby and already had a new live-in boyfriend. I repeat, and this is foul. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. She has a 2-year-old baby and she already has a live-in boyfriend with 3 other kids. I don't know if all three of those kids had different daddies or the same daddies. It don't matter, but this ain't protecting your baby. Too many of our women, men too, go right from relationship to relationship with kids in tow. You see what I'm saying? Look, every time I look at situations like this, family, this reminds me of myself to a degree. When I say myself, I'm speaking about being a young parent, being a person who don't know much about the world yet, but's choosing to have kids. And this happens to a lot of us, right? So I'm not pointing the finger at this sister as far as being disparaging, but this is foul, and this is dysfunctional parenting at its best. Too many young people decide to have children before knowing who they are, before getting a full scope of what it means to live in this world. We do it a lot. Like we got to keep it real. So whether or not she allowed, because neighbors called the police a few days ago and said that this dude yells and screams and they argue a lot, right? So I don't know if this dude accidentally killed this 2-year-old baby. I don't know if they did it on purpose. The point is, they tried to dump his goddamn body. They tried to dump a 2-year-old's body in the garbage. Cameras around the area caught him. I hope both of these motherfuckers rot in jail. That's just the bottom line. Like, look, and I'm going to point out some other stories that have been happening here in society. But check it out, family. The system that we live in is not going to protect our kids. Not with public school, not with the police department. No authority figures outside of our home are going to protect our kids. So it's really up to us. It's up to us. It's up to the village, like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Whatever happened to the village? You see what I'm saying? Now, of course, like I said, someone called and told the police that they argue a lot in this house. This is a good thing. But RIP to this young man. Like, this is a 2-year-old baby who won't get an opportunity to go to school, won't get an opportunity to go on a first date, won't get an opportunity to have kids. A life cut short, and because of what? Because of what? Dysfunctional ass adults who haven't wrapped their mind around their own trauma, right? Let's get to it, family. The reason why shit like this happens is because we have too many fucking black people in America who got unhealed trauma. Your daddy beat you, your daddy molested you, your uncle molested you, you grew up in a home with no parents, you grew up in a home with no love. So now you having kids to seek out the love you never got in your house. This happens all too often. See? So I be on some shit where at this point in my life, being 42 years old, I don't think anybody in America should have babies until they're mentally stable, until they've gotten to a point financially, till they've gotten to a point mentally where they can deal with, manage, have patience, give the necessary resources to a child. Everybody isn't fit to have children. This is a hard and a ugly reality, but this is truth. I'm tired of seeing parents have kids and still be on fuck shit. Have kids and still don't look to do nothing as far as resources. Don't look to mate with the proper person. Look, females and some of my dudes out there. Do y'all know, like, protecting kids, protecting our black babies? That's what the name of the show is today, family. As a community, how do we protect our black babies? Now, it all starts with your kids, right? And many of us don't realize the process of protecting our children and putting them on the path to success actually starts before we have the kids. Can we get into it? It starts before we have the kids. It starts with picking the right partner. Too many women and men, like, this is a story about a mother, but dudes do this shit too. We don't even be knowing who we have around our kids. This is why so many kids in America, I'm speaking about black people in particular, but in America, the rate in which young men and women are molested is baffling, family. It's if you knew the numbers of how many young people in America get molested on a yearly basis, it's horrible, right? All based on the fact that, now, of course, you can be as protective as you want to be as far as where your kid's going to be, and shit can still happen. But all too often, we leave our kids with people that we don't fully trust, or we leave our kids with people that we feel we have to because we got to go to work, because we're in dire need for some reason or another. You know what I mean? But all too often, when we look at this woman's situation, having 4 kids, having a 2-year-old that you and your new live-in boyfriend end up killing, this is dysfunctional shit, and this needs to be addressed, family. Look, we talk about the racism in the part that this system plays, but we have to acknowledge that and then begin to move different, because this is just dysfunctional. And now we have 4 kids that are lost in the sauce. We got 4 kids now because this young man is dead, right? This young man's no longer living, and then she got 3 other kids. So where does the 3 kids go? Right? To the grandma, to the system. See, we got too many young people, and this has been happening for a while in our community, family. Grandmas shouldn't be mothers. There's no way your kid should be living with a damn grandma. Like, that's it. If we have young grandmothers or grandmothers who got kids living with them because of it's their kids or their cousins' kids or their nephews' kids. We know a lot of situations where we got grandmas and aunties raising little bitty ass kids because some irresponsible motherfucker wanted to open their legs and have a baby when they know goddamn well they didn't have a job. They know goddamn well they didn't have resources. Can we talk about that? Like, look, family, there is a proper way to have kids in our society. There is. I'm tired of people making it seem like if you have no resources, no money, not in a relationship with a partner, this is okay. This is not okay. Let's be honest with ourselves, family. This is not okay. It's no way. If you a dude or a woman and you got hella kids by hella different people, this is a sign of being irresponsible. Now, I'm not saying you that today, right? You could have learned from your mistakes and understand some of the pitfalls you've had to go through, and now you're a different person. I'm not saying that's who you are today, but when all this shit happened, you was on some bullshit. See, rarely do we see people who have hella kids, hella different women, and this money involved. But let me tell you a secret. Even if money is flowing and that's the situation, it's still going to be a small hint of dysfunction because all the kids will not be in the same house. We need to get back to man, woman, child in the house. It shouldn't be man, woman, grandma. It shouldn't be man, woman, hella people, unless y'all unified and y'all bonding and living together to create something bigger. Asians, Mexicans do it all the time. I'm not saying it ain't smart to live with your family as long as there's a ends to a mean, as long as y'all doing it for some bigger goal, not just because everybody's struggling and out on their ass. Because of some real shit, other communities do it and it worked out great. You have 4 adults in a house, everybody working full time. Y'all can end up buying a house. Y'all can end up buying a business. Y'all can make moves in that situation as long as it's unity and a certain level of communication and understanding. You see what I'm saying? But we need to be honest. All too often we have people living with their parents because they haven't did the right things in life. They've been irresponsible. So now that their level of irresponsibility is being placed on other people in their family, and this shit is dysfunctional, family. This shit ain't right because I'm always looking at the kids. This woman killed her 2-year-old son, family. She got 3 other kids. It didn't say the ages, but she got 3 other kids. Now these 3 other kids will not have a mother. Now these 3 other kids gonna have to be in foster care. They're gonna have to live with the grandmother. And what do you think ends up happening to kids who come from dire situations like this, right? Then we get the revolving cycle of the street shit. We get the revolving cycle of all these homeless people who are on drugs, who are on all this medication. Do you know where this shit starts? When you see somebody homeless or somebody who seems to be out of their mind sitting on the corner, do we realize a lot of these people, this shit started when they was kids? This shit started from being neglected as a child, then being given this ADHD medicine and all this shit. Now they're seeking out drugs. It's a cycle, and it's a process that starts a lot of time when they're children. You see what I'm saying? So we need to take the parenting thing more serious, family, just from the inception, though. Not just when we fuck up, realize we're about to have a kid, now we rushing to do all these things. No. How about we take a step back and focus on the 2-parent home? Take a step back and focus on fruitful relationships with the opposite sex. Then children come into play. So you won't end up like this sister who got 4 kids, hella baby daddies, and got to a point where she felt the need to either kill this little boy, allow some dude to kill the little boy. Either way, it's foul shit, and none of this should be happening in our society. You see, like knowing better is doing better. I know how it feels to be in a position where you're not sure what steps to take. I know how that feels, family. Seek out knowledge. Be honest with yourself about the position you put yourself in. Be honest with yourself about the amount of trauma you probably had to go through as a kid. Like, we normalize this shit, and it's not normal. You didn't have a daddy, your daddy in jail, your daddy on drugs, your mama on drugs, all this different shit. None of this shit's normal. None of this should be. And then we go through that and just mosey on with life like we don't need counseling. Like, we don't need to talk to somebody to kind of unpack all these things so we can begin to realize how great we are. This is what history is important for, family. People always ask me, man, look, fuck reading a book. What that's going to get me? That's going to get you knowledge of self, stupid. That's going to make you love yourself, so hopefully you don't hurt me one day. You know what I mean? So I hope both of these motherfuckers rot in prison. This is what we got to deal with, y'all. This is what we got to deal with, y'all. So yes, we're dealing with white supremacy. We're dealing with all the things we have to go through in this system, but we also dealing with black hate. You see what I'm saying? We also dealing with black neglect. That's a thing. You feel me? So let me take this off the screen real quick, family. RIP to that young man, Ezekiel Harry, and his father came out and spoke about how, I mean, he's just distraught because of it. See? But I'm not putting the blame on that brother, but family, if any of us, and I'm not backing down from this, if any of us are in a situation where we have a 2-year-old baby and we not in a relationship, we did something wrong. If we have a 2-year-old child and we're not in a relationship with the other person, we did something wrong. You feel me? So let's get to the next story real quick. Family, I want to show y'all this picture too, because this is important that I show y'all these kids. When we talk about protecting our youth, right? When we talk about protecting our youth, a lot of us ain't doing that. Like, a lot of us ain't thinking about that the correct way. So hold on one second. Next story. Hold on one second, family. Where's this picture at? Where's this picture at? Let me see. It's on the screen. Okay, boom. So this baby here, this is Kamaya Donaldson, family. This is Kamaya Donaldson. Kamaya was in the car with her mom. They're in Chicago. Houston. I'm sorry. They're in Houston. They're in the car driving. Some young black men shoot at like a gas station near the car. Long story short, the bullets enter this car, kill this young baby, as well as hurt her 8-year-old brother. I repeat, bullets ring through this vehicle, kill this 8-year-old baby. Her name is Kamaya Donaldson, right? Kill this 8-year-old baby. Kill the 5-year-old baby. She was 5 years old. Kill the 5-year-old baby. Her brother's in the car. He's 8. He gets injured. See? So when we talk about protecting black children, I'm not going to put this on the mother. I mean, you drive in the car with your kids, nothing you can do about that. Some stupid nigga starts shooting, ain't nothing you could do about that. But look, young black men, like, where is the code of ethics when it comes to all this shit y'all doing? Like, I understand sometimes shit that happens in the streets. I would wish that our brothers just stop shooting at each other altogether, but I know that's a whole nother ball of wax you have to unpack, just about the generations upon generations of strife and division that a lot of these neighborhoods got with each other. But where's the code of ethics? Why are we still just shooting randomly at cars or shooting randomly at places? This is cowardly if you actually think about it. Man, look, if you got a problem with someone in particular, find that individual. I know this sounds fucked up, but this can prevent getting young people killed. This can prevent stray bullets killing kids and shit. Find the individual you're looking for and handle your business. Again, I would prevent you don't even do that. I would prevent all of our young men get to a position where we're looking at unity as the linchpin we use when we communicate with each other. That's the process and the level we all should be looking to go to, but that's just not where we're at now. So if that's not where we're at now, how about we just remove the innocent people? You see what I'm saying? How about we just remove killing innocent people for no goddamn reason? Every other week we see a young kid who's caught in the crossfire of some scary nigga just shooting out of his window. You see what I'm saying? Opposed to finding exactly who you want and ending it that way. There used to be a code to this shit. Women, kids, elderly used to all be off limits. Not anymore. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about parents, right? Or parents, young people, all of us, putting ourselves in a position where we're generally protecting our kids and all the kids around us. Like I said, who you have a baby with, like how you start your family. This is a sign of you thinking about the future of your kid, thinking about protecting them. Protection ain't just physical protection. Protection is resources. Protection is structure in the home. Protection is discipline. It's all that. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of us are having kids because we don't love ourselves. Let's keep it real. A lot of young women and young men in the black community are having kids because we never received love from parents. We never received love from the people we wanted love from. So now we think, okay, I have this little thing that can love me type of shit. You see what I'm saying? This is a dysfunctional behavior, family, because if you don't love yourself, it's going to be extremely difficult to love anybody else, including your child. Like, it's a misnomer that having children grow you up, like having children make you a mature person. These aren't facts. Like that's a misnomer. That's actually a lie. Personal development is personal development, right? If you see a person who had a child, now they're extremely responsible. They're doing things the right way. They were headed in that direction anyways, and they made a decision. See, and they made a decision. And I don't think that's solely based on the kid. That's based on internal. Like, I want to do better. I want to be better. Once I decide I'm going to do shit differently, that's going to be a domino effect on all the other areas of my life. You see what I'm saying? So I think having kids early, dealing with like unhealed trauma where we haven't acknowledged being molested, haven't acknowledged the hurt we feel from not having a father or not having a mother who was nurturing and all these different things. We out here hurting, but we ignoring it and moving forward like that's not what's going on. And then all of a sudden we have kids and we put them through that same hurt. The show I had a couple of days ago with me and Shireen, we were kind of touching on that. Like, if you don't heal the trauma you've been dealing with, that can in return make you a toxic person where everything you touch turns into shit. Everything you touch ends up having a negative effect on your life. And that could be your kids too. Like, we need to realize that, like, the first protection mechanism should come from your parents. It should come from the structure and the situation that your parents have set up for you. You see what I'm saying? And we got these young men out here shooting and killing shit. Who do we hold responsible for that? Right? They have parents. We got a 17, 18-year-old nigga out here shooting up everything. Family. Who raised him? right? Let's do a little digging and see where's dad at, where is mom at. In most cases, you're going to see a level of dysfunction that he's never healed, right? So we literally got these hurt people hurting people. That's literally what's going on in our community. That's why the knowledge of self part is so important, because then you can get a grasp on your history, get a grasp on loving yourself, get a grasp on, okay, all this ain't my fault. There's been systematic endeavors that have been put in place to systematically put me in the position I'm in. This isn't an excuse. This is just a level of understanding. We're not going to use anything that has happened to us in this country as an excuse, but we will use it as a source of understanding. We will use it as a source of strength in order to move forward and do other shit. So rest in peace to this young baby. Her name is Kamaya Donaldson. Kamaya was killed by a stray bullet in Houston. Her mom and her other brother was riding in a car. Some silly young niggas was shooting at a store nearby, shot through this car, killed this baby, injured her 8-year-old brother. See? So when I say senseless, this is senseless. And today, even though I know the history of all the gangs, how they came to be, how most of them had like a revolutionary start, fuck that at this point. Because when we talk about revolution, we got a lot of white supremacists coming at our community. We got a lot of Dylan Roofs of the world, George Zimmerman, who niggas don't have no smoke for. So I don't care what nobody say. I'm never going to respect that you quick to shoot a black man. Black man step on your shoe. Black man call you some shit. Black man owe you a couple dollars. You pulling up to his house. See, once we get to the point, because this is how this country wants it. If we were unified, most of the shit that happens to us wouldn't happen. When it comes to how politicians ignore us, when it comes to how people that are influential ignore us, the police departments ignore us, no unity. This is why. This is why the Asians get treated a little bit different. Mexicans get treated a little bit different. White kids get treated a little bit different. When a black kid dies, what happens? Again, I'm not speaking to being violent people. I'm just saying, like, we have to think about it from a basic standpoint. If you hurt somebody that you don't like and they don't do anything to stop you, what's the incentive for you not to do it again? See? So this is where we at as black people in America. We need unity and we need a financial base. Like everybody wants to talk about the Trump, all the shit that happened with Trump, everything going on with Biden. I understand. I'm not going to knock anybody who wants to be politically astute and get a great understanding of all this shit. But at the end of the day, when I look at a lot of the things they do, excuse me, family, in the maneuvers that I see taking place by the people in power in this country, I say, so what? Like, if we maneuvered a particular way, what they did wouldn't matter as much. And I'm going to stand by that. What they did wouldn't matter as much. We talking this Republican shit. We talking this Democrat shit. How about we create our own party? Let's get right to it. How about we create our own party, raise our own money, and we just vote as a block? Is that like just, am I tripping? Like, is that just some shit that just cannot happen? Because tell me, how has the Republican Democratic shit has been working out for your black ass so far? How has that been working out? It hasn't. Tell me how that's been working out. It hasn't. So at this point, fuck all that shit. How about we create our own party? Create our own party, raise our own money, make our own demands, right? That's why I'm so happy. There's been like a reparation task force created in California. My boy Chris Lodson is a part of some of the organizations that are putting this forth. I'm happy about that, man. Let's get this shit popping. We can't act like a big part of the dysfunction you see in our community, family, is based on the fact that we've been denied resources, and like no other people in America, we've been systematically shut out of shit. See, so it ain't just us. People always want to say you're lazy. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, I don't have on boots, sir. I don't have any goddamn boots. How can I pick myself up by my bootstrap? And America has made sure of it. See, so this isn't an excuse. It's just the reality of life in America being black. But what do we do about it? You have to equip yourself with the knowledge and try to maneuver around it. And one thing you do have control of is your family, how you raise your family, who you have kids with. That ain't nobody's fault but yours who you have a child with, who you lay down with irresponsibly. That shit's on you. And if you have a little kid in an environment that doesn't have resources, there's no dad or no mother around, you're lucky if they come out of that unscathed. You're lucky if they come out of that and end up being a productive member of society. You see what I'm saying? So parenting we have to change how we parent. We have to think of parenting as a me thing. Well, I have to make improvements with myself before I can bring a kid in the world. Everybody just want to have kids. Like, stop that shit. That's not gonna make you feel better. It's not gonna take away the emptiness you feel from not having a mom or a dad or not having love. No, this is the person you got to be responsible for. So yes, a little baby is delicate and they're gonna love you a lot and they're gonna need you a lot. But when they get older, they're gonna need resources. When they get older, they're gonna need things that cost money. They're gonna need things that cost structure. And do you got that? You see what I'm saying? Last news story I'm gonna talk about just real quick. In Florida, I think this was in Florida. Don't quote me. I think it's in Florida. A 14-year-old Puerto Rican boy. So a 14-year-old Puerto Rican boy in a white neighborhood is walking with his white friends, all white friends. Out of nowhere, a white man who says he's an off-duty cop comes, grabs the 14-year-old Puerto Rican boy, pins him on the ground, puts his knee in his neck. See? Puts his knee in the neck. Puts his knee in the neck. I want y'all to paint me a picture. When's the last time you've seen a black man? In general, when's the last time you've seen a black man see a group of kids walking, grab a white kid, pin him to the ground like he's an adult? Family, if you don't think there's an attack on the black body in America, I'm tired of showing you examples. Now, granted, this young man was Puerto Rican, but I wanted to bring this up because I'm tired of Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, other minorities and brown-skinned people thinking that it's just us. Thinking that they got a leg up because you put white on the census. Thinking you got a leg up because you lighter. Thinking you got a leg up because you came over here later. No, we one big nigga to this government. See? And I salute this family because the Puerto Rican kid's parents did tell him, because I was going to get on their ass if they didn't. They did warn him of how systematic racism works. They warned him of things like this can happen to someone who looks like you. This isn't scaring your child or making them not like white people, but this is just preparing them for what can happen in America. So I salute them for that. But I got to keep it real. Like when they posted about this atrocity that happened to their son because it was wrong, it shouldn't have happened. They put a quote, they put in Black Lives Matter in the quote, all this. Look, family, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Asian, shit, everybody outside of our community. I get it. Like I want to create an allyship with everybody who's willing, but you gotta be willing, and it can't be at your convenience. Like it can't be at your convenience. If you expect me to challenge this system on your behalf, then you gotta reciprocate. When a black kid die, this is Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, all other minorities in this country. This is the telltale sign. When a black kid dies, when the black kid gets murdered, when there's some injustice, there's a George Floyd type situation. Are you riding for that? Do you make it a point to express how unhappy you are? I don't care if it's with a flag, if it's on social media, if it's in the circles you frequent, right? Are you making it a point to express dismay when that happens? Because I'm tired of people distancing themselves from the black struggle until some shit happened to their ass. Now all of a sudden Black Lives Matter. Now all of a sudden you want to march with us. Now all of a sudden it's a commonality. Well, shit. We've been dealing with this since getting to this country. So yeah, all of us need to realize together we're way more stronger to attack this system, but the ally shit has to be genuine. You see what I'm saying? So unfortunately, this young man, I can't find his name here, but this young 14-year-old Puerto Rican boy was harassed and basically beat up by a grown white man because the grown white man said he stole his bike. See, and this is something that we need to realize, family, think about like how we think about shit as African people. My son is around the same age. My son just turned 15 today. Happy birthday to my son, Seth. Just turned 15 years old. Love you, boy. Check it out. If somebody steal his bike, even if I know a kid stole his bike and I go outside and see the kid about to take off with the bike, I'm going to take the bike, talk to the kid, tell him what he's doing, pinning him to the ground like a criminal. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. This is unlawful. Like this family should sue this man. And I'm going to be honest. Sometimes, and look, I'm not inciting anything. I'm not telling anybody what to do. But sometimes relying on this system, relying on the system that we need to sue people, put people in jail, sometimes we just need to whoop somebody's ass. Like, I'm not talking violent like shoot, kill, unless we need to go there. But in general, for instance, this man, if there's a brother or somebody walking by and seen this gentleman accosting a young black man, we got to jump on his ass. See, we got to put fear to the side and jump on his ass, because I think this is a part of the reason why we keep getting picked on. If not a large part, a very significant part about like why we continue to have shit happens. When people fuck with us, we don't do nothing. This is the reality of it. Now, look, if we don't want to go, if we don't want to get into some war shit, cool. Then we need to get into some political shit. We need to get into some putting our money together, so when things happen, we can react as a group. Think about it. Asian kids don't get shot. I'm sorry to tell you this, family. Asian kids don't get shot. Young white kids don't get shot. Young Mexican kids just ain't getting shot in this country. The Asian hate bill came hella fast because we owe China. Like money, power. See, we are in this country, we are extremely powerless. Like, think about how things can move and shake if something happened to us in Africa was like, until y'all treat African Americans right, this won't happen. Until you treat black folks right, that won't happen. Think about that. We have no home country, family. We're a stolen African in a foreign land that we kind of helped build. This is some weird shit. You see? So no wonder the anti-lynching bill is still on the goddamn ballot. Anti-lynching? I mean, shit. We've been stopped getting lynched. We get lynched in a different way now, but y'all got to think about it. We're fucked. This country don't give a fuck about your black ass. They're debating. They're debating should you get lynched today, 2022. They're thinking about it. But if you look at the bills that have been passed, you will be appalled. It's just all kind of frivolous shit. A lot of it don't got nothing to do with your day-to-day life. But we getting killed by cops. We getting harassed by white supremacists. They shooting up our schools, shooting up our shit. But an anti-lynching bill can't get passed? Yeah, that says fuck your black powerless ass. See? So when I see black parents like this couple that just killed this 2-year-old boy, this is nigga shit. When I see young black men shooting at other black men but end up hitting a 5-year-old kid, all this is detrimental to us. All of it. And until we realize that, we can march, we can pray to whoever the fuck you looking up to. We can get involved in certain political atmospheres. People want to hit me with this is why Republicans are better. This is why Democrats are better. Both of them have historically fucked us over, right? Can we admit both parties are pretty much racist, right? So who gives a shit if you Democrat or Republican? How do you feel about your people? Because those two entities really don't. They act like they do, but they don't. The Democrats look in your face and say, fuck you. The Republicans smile on your face and say, fuck you. What's the difference? They both saying, fuck you. You see what I'm saying? So fuck a political party. Get with black people around your community and make changes. Get with black people around your community who are saying, look, we're going to raise money to get this person elected. We're going to raise money and use this block of money as a source of influence to get said thing passed or said bill put into play, whatever the case may be. But if we don't bring money to the table, your vote's not going to get it. Did you know that? I know you feel like you're doing something. That's America's job, to make you feel like you're a part of the process when you're really not. You go behind the window, you do your vote, you put on your goddamn sticker, you take a picture. You just did nothing. You just wasted 25 minutes. You could have fared better just going to the neighborhood you grew up in and mentor a kid. Pick up some trash in the neighborhood. Give a bum some money. Like, do some actual shit. Go to an event in your neighborhood and help out some way, right? That's more effective than you just going and giving your goddamn vote with no money, no influence, no resources, no nothing. Who gives a shit about your vote? See? Yeah, of course they're going to pander to you when it's time to vote, because our numbers do help. Right? Like, our numbers in the block help, but it just helps to get somebody elected who going to lie to us. And then once they get in there and say, I told you I was, but now I'm not. What you going to do about it? You see what I'm saying? So fuck all that shit. I back up from presidential elections. I don't do the worst of two evils. You can't tell me you want to eat shit from a cow or shit from a moose. I mean, shit is shit. I don't want none of it. So I'm gonna back out and say I don't like the candidates. I'll wait. Present me with somebody that I like. See? But even deeper than that, we should be waiting until we can vote as a block of black people. We vote together. We say, here is the reason why the LGBTQ movement is all in your goddamn face is because they have very influential people in that community with money. With money. And when voting time come around, they don't just play ballot, they play money. Family, they give money. You give money, motherfuckers gonna listen to you. Who you lobbying? You want to just show up and say, hey, help me? Good luck. Good luck. And look, I'm not telling nobody to not be involved in the political processes. Do it in a smart way that's going to benefit you and give you tangible benefits, not just false promises. See, and look, the benign neglect policy is still going on today. The benign neglect policy basically said, look, they did the Kerner Commission did a report, I think it was in the 60s, and said, hey, look, the black folks are rioting. They're rioting all the time. They're always upset. What's the problem? Research it and tell us, why are they so upset at us? And they said, oh, we tell them we gonna do shit all the time, and we never fucking do it. Now they're upset. How do we work around that? I know how we can work around that. Just don't promise them shit. When it comes time to give them something, include Mexicans, gay men, Mexicans, gay men, people who are I don't want to say retarded, but people who have ailments, like include all these other groups of people. And then when it comes time to giving all the shit, they gonna get the crumbs of the crumbs of the crumbs. This is the game they've been playing with us. Think about that. When Barack Obama was the president, he openly said, I'm gonna do this for Mexicans. He openly said, he made a stance when it came to gay people and Mexicans. We have to think why. It wasn't personal. It was just business. He was just handling the business as the president. Who's giving money? Who's influential? Whose money am I using? Okay, I'll help you out right now. See? Our black ass going on there with emotion. Ain't we black together? You a brother. He like, nigga, brother? Come on now. I couldn't be a brother in this position. I'd be a brother in this position and shoot my ass dead. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Coach East, bro. I'm not telling nobody not to want to be involved with the system. When I see people who are politically astute, meaning they watch CNN a lot, they're well aware of everything that goes on in the political sphere. I don't knock this. Be informed. Be informed, but be informed and base that shit on reality. Like, you gotta do something for me. I'm too fucking old for you to promise me things and not do it, and I still be cool with you. Like, what kind of psychosis is that? You know what I mean? What kind of crazy motherfucker do that? That's what I feel about America. Look, if I was in a relationship with America, right? This is a very abusive relationship. Like, if this was if America was your woman, she cheats all the time. She's always lying. She's always in bed with other motherfuckers. She's always promising you shit and never doing it. She's giving you venereal diseases. And we still trust her? Think about that. So look. Shadow ban, what you mean? Oh, I know what you mean by shadow ban. Look, bro. That's not why I got into this. OG mods. That's not why I got into this, bro. That's not why I got into this. Look, my whole purpose of sitting here talking to you is to discuss these type of issues. I could talk about sports all day. I could talk about rappers and hip hop. I love hip hop. I love sports. Family, none of that motivates me. This conversation motivates me. So, OG, they ban me. They figure I'm gonna figure out a way around it, nigga. Watch me. My people gonna get this message, and there's plenty of people giving this kind of message. We just gotta flock to that information. Like, I don't knock somebody who want to watch a channel where they laughing or they're telling jokes or they're doing some like stunt. I fuck with this type of stuff too, but that's not here, family. We got to keep it real here. We got to address the real problems here. As black folks, we like dancing and shaking a gig too goddamn much. We always want to dance. We always want to play. We always want to have fun, drink, smoke, relax. I get it. I'm there with you too sometimes. Like, I'm not gonna be above my people, but fuck that. At times we got to put all those games away and be like, nah. Yes, I appreciate that, brother. But compromising is what I can't do. Like, look, OG, if my channel for me is like my house. You come into my house, goddamn it, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. But articulation, the correct kind of dialogue, I can have this with anybody from any walk of life. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we never gonna be here preaching hate. Preaching hate won't get you nowhere. All we need to do is get an understanding. You feel me? All we need to do is get an understanding of what took place. Because look at African folks, just in general. Name the person you know. I don't know anybody. Name the person you know that walk around just fucking up white folks. Found out about our history, found out about what has taken place, and they're so mad they just fucking up white. Brother, they ain't even in our nature. Think about that. If it was, it would have been happened. They ain't even in our nature to address things from that perspective. Hey, OG Mods, I'm going to give you here. Let me give you my email address right now, family. Send me an email, and we'll talk, and you can come on the show. You can come on the show, family. We can chop up game. As you've been in the live a lot. You got something to say. You got something to add to the conversation. Hold on one second. I think it's on my channel too, but here. Send me an email, your information, and how I can get in contact with you. Send me like your Instagram stuff. Send me your email address too. Yeah, send me your email address too, and you can come on and talk, family. We need different perspectives, but we need to be honest about what's going on, bro. We need to be here, and sometimes I have fun. Sometimes I talk about shit that's not gossipy, but just something that was interesting to me. But we need to have these serious conversations because I'm tired of cutting on the TV and seeing my young dudes shooting each other, seeing hip hop getting attacked. Right? The authorities and people in media treating hip hop like it's the worst thing ever when it's a product of this sour ass society. Right? Yeah, some of them brothers shouldn't talk about the shit they talk about. Yeah, some of them should be transitioning out of the street a little bit earlier, but goddamn, we ain't never got our 40 acres and a mule, player. We ain't never got taken care of like that. You see what I'm saying? That's a fact. Like, OG, immigrants, a lot of times I hear, why you not doing as good as Africans? Why y'all not doing as good as the Arabs? Why y'all not doing as good as the Asians? Family, they got a tremendous head start. OG, hear me when I say this. Culture is currency. I'm going to repeat that again. Culture is currency. Having a home country, I don't give a fuck how war-torn your home country is. To have a home country, with a last name that aligns you with that country, there's no other level of empowerment than that. Then on top of that, the civil rights movements in the 60s, a lot of the struggle we went through in the 50s to the 60s got a lot of the immigration laws passed. So literally, the struggle of black folks getting dogs sicked on them, water hoses, the whole shit, opened the floodgates so everyone else can come in. And think about this psychology. So we get our head bust open for you to come in. Then you get here and call me an akata. Let's go. You get here and call me a nigga in your language. You get here and call me lazy. How dare you call an African lazy? It's kind of funny when you think about it, right? Who else have worked for so long for free? I'll be thinking psychologically sometime, right? When I see a young dude, this is just funny to me. When I see a young dude who don't like working, right? Who don't like working, seem to be lazy to you. I'm thinking sometimes maybe that's the ancestors telling his ass, nigga, we tired. I'm tired of working for nothing. You see what I'm saying? So to come to this country for immigrants to come here and shit on us, how dare you? How dare you? There's no person walking this country or walking in this country who has the experience of the Black American. These aren't excuses. This isn't an excuse. I'm tired of motherfuckers telling me about excuse. This isn't an excuse so I can be lazy or shiftless or get handouts or not. No. Truth is truth is truth. You see what I'm saying? This is why the school systems don't teach it. this critical race theory bullshit, like this fancy name for the truth about history. You see what I'm saying? This is why history isn't taught. This is why, because look, everything this country stands on would crumble. See, because the system isn't broken. That's the joke. System isn't broken. It's working exactly the way they want it to work. See, so in order for shit to happen right, ultimately, we may have to start over. Either somewhere else or here, whole new structure though. Because this whole white supremacist, dog eat dog, savage ass shit, this ain't cutting it. This ain't cutting it. Think about it, man. They have the power. You're right, OG. They have the power. They have the institutions. But how do we start? How do we start doing that too? Like, what steps do we take to put ourselves in a position where we're not on? I'm not comparing us to anybody, being equal to anybody, but let's remove what's happened to us just for a second, and we all get in the room, right? Boom. We got some people that's rich. We got some people who are influential. What we don't have on a large scale, OG, is unity, bro. Yes, educate ourselves on financial literacy. That helps. And then CT, so we educate ourselves, then we share it. That's a big one too. So niggas sometime like hoarding information. If I tell you, you get above me, crabs in the barrel shit. We got to learn some shit and be so happy to go back to the village. Like, that's what I learned. Come with me. Now we can all do it. You see what I'm saying? But all this shit we learned from America, think about it. African tribes warred and they had slaves. Everybody keep telling me Africans had slaves too. Yeah, but it was like, I'm holding your mans until you give me my bread type of shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't dehumanizing. They wasn't fucking the slaves. They weren't raping their women and making them breed. No, it wasn't like chattel slavery. See, we have a completely civilized way of thinking about shit. See, even when the Moors went into Spain and took control of this shit, took control of all these white folks, they could have created the same type of atmosphere where you working for me and I'm beating your ass. No, we didn't do that. We looked around and said, damn, y'all sleeping in your barn? That's why y'all dying at 22. Get the fuck out the barn. Only the animals supposed to be in the barn. Ain't no lights. It's all dim and shit. Me put some street lights on your street, player. Why you smell like that? You fucking hanging around the no. Separate from the animals. Check out this new thing I got called soap, player. Yeah, soap. Wash your ass. Water. Take a little bit of that smell good. This is I'm being funny, but this is what African people introduced to Spain. We went into a place where it was war torn, and these white folks was just killing each other. And for decades upon decades, we rebuilt that shit up. We rebuilt it up, gave them their first church, first library, first all this shit. We civilized people on some African shit. So I don't get upset at my people sometime when I see them being so generous, when I see them being so forgiving. But sometimes you got to forgive. Sometimes you got to stay diligent and be ready for some war type shit, or people going to keep fucking you over. You know what I mean? And this is a real thing, family. And this is why, because OG, you was telling me, look, they're going to come for your channel. They're going, brother, I got 5 kids and 5 grandkids. My platform, my position about all this, they life depends on me making sure we come together. Because if I don't, I could be selfish and say, I'm gonna think about just my 5 kids and my grandkids, get them together, make sure they can go to college. No, this shit's gonna pay for all that, but I need them. I need the world to get right. I need all of us to get right. See, because look, OG, my granddaughter may meet your son one day, nigga. My granddaughter may meet your grandson, your little cousin. He gotta be right. See, I get you right. You get me right. Then the little ones, they gonna be trickle down effect. I'm thinking about 50 years from now, y'all. This is how civilizations are created. This is how civilizations are created. I'm thinking about 50 years from now, 70 years from now. Because look, OG, let me get on some deep shit with you, family. If you want to have a legacy, if you want to live forever, yes, BIE is COINTELPRO, OG. BIE, black, what is it? Black something extremist bullshit. BIE is COINTELPRO. If we think the FBI stopped COINTELPRO, that's funny to me. If we think they stopped COINTELPRO when all them brothers died in the 60s, you full of shit. Now, they got more niggas willing to cooperate now. See? So it's a little easier on them. In the 60s, we had revolutionaries. And these was niggas in their 20s. See, the government was smart, like, whoa, Fred Hampton's 21 and he causing all this goddamn ruckus? We can't let this happen no more. So now they said, manumission, which back in the day, this is how slaves end up being coons. Tell us who about to run. Tell us who about to leave, who about to revolt. Tell us, get this butter biscuit. That really happened. Tell us who gonna run. Who's coming here? Come in here, Joey. Come in here. They used to give the Africans fucked up names, right? They used to call them king and queen and emperor as a joke. Come in here, emperor. This is real talk, family. See? So when we talk about our liberation, we got a lot of coons. We got and I'm struggling with what to do with the black man or woman who wants to go against us for the betterment of themselves or the white power structure. I'm struggling because I'm such a given person. Like, I'm not cutthroat. You see what I'm saying? But let me give you a secret. Let me tell you a real quick secret that everybody can hear. Haiti, 1804, one of the main reasons they won that war, family. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. One, it was a code of conduct. So voodoo, which the world like to make you think is demonic, no. Voodoo was a part of the ideology they used when defeating all those white armies. Like, we have a code of conduct. No matter who dies, the code continues, right? No matter who dies, this shit continues. But what they noticed, everything we do gets thwarted. Like, we keep trying to create shit and leave and fight, and they keep finding out how. They said, too many coons in the mix. So what do? Look, before they fought any white man in that 1804 war, they went and found all the coons and got rid of their ass. Do with that as you will. Do it. do with that as you will. See? So that's why when I look at people online and black people in our society who call out other black folks, like, this could be dangerous. This could seem a little counterproductive at times, but we have to find a way to identify the traitors and minimize their activity. Identify the traitors and minimize their movement. Now, I don't want to hurt them, but I don't know. Like, if we're talking war, we may have to get rid of them. But I'm all, like I said, yes, I appreciate that, OG Mod, and we have to keep going, bro. And we have to keep going. And the code of conduct has to be what we follow. Like, me and you see shit the same way, right? We have the same message. Something happened to you, unfortunately, knock on wood, something happened to me, unfortunately. Our message is in somebody else, and it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. What we can't do, OG, is live in fear. Like, look, I'm 42 now. In my mind, I'll be saying I'm going to live to about 97, you know what I mean? About 97-ish. But even that's what, 40-something, 50 years? That's not a long time. So I'm going to spend the minimal amount of time I have here on this planet being scared, being like not wanting to move forward on certain things. Fuck that. Here, let me give you my social media. Nah, fuck that, OG. I got to protect everybody. That's how I see it. So the story, like the news stories I talk about, I'll be hurt, bro. Like, I see a little girl get killed in Milwaukee. That's my little sister. I see some dudes shooting at each other. Yeah, it's dysfunctional. Yeah, we need to talk to their parents. But then my little brothers. See, we literally, to me, I'm in one big ass black gang. I'm in one big ass. Look, bro. And I walk it like I talk it. My clothes, from my clothes, 85 South Show, Crenshaw, from my clothes to the symbols on my jewelry to how I talk, everything is a representation of us. Period. No matter where I go, what room I walk into, but it's never with hate. Like, OG, in a few days, it was supposed to happen last week. In a few days, I'm gonna have this white lady on the show who calls herself she's like an anti-racism type of individual. I'm willing to have that conversation with a white person, as long as it's on the up and up, as long as ain't no shit slipped in there, because I'm staying on code with my people and I'm prepared to debate somebody if I got to. I don't want to, but I'm prepared to go there. But I'm gonna have a conversation. I'm open to allyship. I'm open to sensible behavior. But if you're dealing with some animals, shit. If you're dealing with some animals, you see, what you supposed to do if you're dealing with people who don't even look at life the same way? It's all about raping, pillaging. What can I get? What can I take? Fuck that. You ain't finna do that to me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's true. Here, my social media. What's my social media? At Melanated Convo 100 is the social media. That's my Instagram page. And then you can go to melanatedconvo.com as well, CT. That's where you'll find like all these shows and the previous shows. You'll find some of the news stories I talk about. I'm going to start putting up more of the history matters things that I speak about. That'll be a section on the website. So check out that website as well. But these are serious convos, y'all. I'm about to get here. I'm about to go in a minute, but please follow me on social media. The social media link I just put up for CT, but keep rocking with me, y'all. Like OG said, he want to be on the show. OG, bro, send me the email. We're going to talk. Anybody else who want to articulate how they feel about stuff, you see what I'm saying? We can have that conversation, even if it's things you want me to talk about. Yeah, you're right. Even if there's things you want me to talk about, just let me know and we'll get to it. Because you got to realize, OG, like, think about it. I try my best when I like have these kind of diatribes or just get into a mode where I'm gonna talk to y'all. Like what helps me the most is when I step completely outside of myself and look at, okay, why would someone do that? Like, let me look at their angle and why they would do shit a certain way, right? And one of the biggest things I'll be thinking about, like, black men, black people, we some amazing fucking specimens, bro. Think about that. Have you ever seen I'm sure you have, but think about this. Football game or a basketball game. When I started to come of age, when I was like 12, 13, 14, I couldn't understand it. Like, I looked at the court and I seen all these niggas, like 10 players, 8 niggas minimum always, right? I look in the crowd and see all these white folks. I'm like, damn, what is this? Some of them probably racist and some of them probably don't fuck with us. Why? What's the deal here? Well, what it is the African man, the African specimen, family. There's nothing like it on planet Earth. The melanin, that's why I name my shit melanated. The melanin we have in our bodies makes us damn near superheroes. Do some research on melanin, like on some real shit. When we look at our coordination, when we look at how fast we are, when we look at how witty we are, all of this shit is based on being one with the sun. You don't believe me? Look it up. See? So white folks, for a lot of them, I think it's this specimen is amazing. And if I relinquish the power I have, I believe wholeheartedly they're going to do to me what I did to them. See? They scared. They can't fathom a people who would be allowed complete freedom and reign to do what they want to do, not reciprocate the mistreatment they receive from somebody else. They can't fathom that we wouldn't. They can't fathom it because they're not African. So we don't want to hurt. We just want our peace. We want to be able to move freely around this motherfucker. We don't want no problems with nobody like that. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, we create, and we're only 14% of the population. I personally think it's more than that. But, let's just say we're only 14% of the population. That's a small number of people to have this much influence, don't you think? Who's the coolest motherfuckers in America? You know, right? I was just talking to my girl about this. Name the white Idris Elba. Quick. Name the white man with the stature, swag, good looks, right? Name a white Will Smith. Name one. Name a white Muhammad Ali. I'll wait. Name him. White LeBron James. White Jay-Z. Who? We're one of one, my guy. We're one on one. Ain't nobody. Who's the cool white man all the black kids want to be like? Let's go. Name them. Who's the cool Italian that all the black kids want to be like? Cool Asian, cool Mexican that all the black kids want to be like? No, it's us, family. It's us. Now, we need to continue to kind of wield this influence, though, because companies understand how influential we are, and they'll use that shit against us and have us promoting shit or have us putting our name and likeness on shit that don't benefit all of us as a culture. That's another conversation. But we need to just realize our power, realize how strong we are. And together is the thing. That's why I have a coon problem in my mind. Like, what do we do with these motherfuckers? But I try not to come on here and completely ridicule somebody black. I think I can have a conversation about out of love with somebody in my community and still get the same point across. Like tearing somebody down that's black, I don't see how that's productive, because in the long run, if I have a problem with somebody, I can reach out to them. Like social media and everything makes us this close. I can reach out to them and get an idea of what they meant, talk behind doors. Everything ain't for the public, but I get how some people say, hey, look, public display of ignorance requires a public display of correction. I can't knock that. I'm just trying to move away from it to a degree, just to make it more unity based. You feel me? But this is your brother Harrison, man. Topic of the show: protecting our babies. No, it's your job to protect black kids in America. Yeah, your job to protect black, not just your kids, all kids. It's your job to protect black kids in America. And how do you protect them? By being the most stand-up individual you can be, by being righteous, by being someone who reads, by being someone who has financial literacy, someone who understands the system that we in, someone who understands the benefit of unity and creating a code of conduct that all of us can follow. You see? So it's all of our job. Don't look on the news and see motherfuckers marching and see somebody got killed in Houston and you in your house somewhere comfortable with the air conditioner on and think you're not a part of that. That's the problem. You're actually a part of it. And you can make a difference tomorrow. No, not by going behind a goddamn ballot and placing some false ass vote that you don't even know if it's going to get registered or not. Not that, but going into your neighborhood, being a mentor, like honestly from your heart, approaching situations from our community to help. I don't know if you're a barber. I don't know if you're a mechanic. I don't know if you do hair. Whatever you do, use your talents and your ability to assist our community, whatever that may be. Yeah, and see, that's another thing. Because look, name the industry that they've allowed us to come in that we didn't pretty much take it over. Name the industry. You allow us equal playing field, we gonna get to changing some shit. You see what I'm saying? But that's the beauty. That's why I love being black, bro. You shit. If I had to do all this shit over, I'd probably be a little bit darker. Shit. That's why I love my people. I love being black. This is your brother Harrison, y'all. Another episode of the Melanated Convo. So look, every Sunday we back here at 5. Every Sunday we back here at 5. Sometimes I'll have a guest. The people that I interview will be through the week. If they can't come on Sunday, then you'll see them on Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. I'll put the flyer up, but I want to make sure I do it live. I used to do my interviews and shit like not live, but what happens, OG, CL, I need that interaction. Like that helps so much while talking to people too. So everything I do from now on is going to be live. Meet me back here next Sunday at 5. Be on the lookout for the other interviews. I may interview the Caucasian lady who going to talk about dismantling white supremacy with her, which is that's going to be a hell of a conversation. I'm looking to do that early this coming up week. Stay on the lookout for the flyers. Follow me on Instagram. Go to Melanated Convo if you haven't done so already, family. I love y'all. This is your brother Harrison. I'm out.